A killer who slaughtered 4 students in their sleep now faces a living nightmare. Bryan Kohberger is caged in a prison where inmates crave his blood. Can he escape their vengeance? Welcome to Untold Crimes and Affairs, where darkness meets truth. Subscribe now for this chilling exposé. Moscow, Idaho, November 13, 2022. A sleepy college town where students chased dreams and friendships blossomed under starlit skies. But in the early morning hours, a sinister shadow crept into a quiet off-campus home, leaving behind a trail of blood and broken lives. Maddie Mogen, 21, a marketing major with a smile that could light up the darkest room. Kaylee Goncalves, 21, a free spirit planning her next adventure. Chapin, 20, the gentle giant of his fraternity, loved by all. And Xana Kernodle, 20, a determined athlete with dreams as big as her heart. These 4 young souls were brutally stabbed to death as they slept, their futures stolen in a matter of minutes. The killer was no stranger to the study of crime. Bryan Kohberger, a 28-year-old PhD student in criminology at Washington State University, just miles away, confessed to the murders. On July 23, 2025, he was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences, his plea deal sparing him the death penalty. Transferred to Idaho's maximum security prison in Kuna, he became inmate 163214, stripped of his academic veneer and thrust into a world of hardened criminals.
This was a heinous crime, an act grounded in absolute cowardice, declared a chilling commentary on Crime Fix, capturing the outrage of a nation.
It sounds like Bryan is having quite a difficult time because the other inmates in the area that he's at, in the J block there, in what they call the special housing at the maximum security prison, they are taunting him through the venting system. And they somehow have created an alliance together to where they are keeping him up at night purposely, but they're kicking the doors, they're whispering or whatever they're doing, but it's driving him absolutely crazy. I don't know the specific verbiage. I just know that they have aligned themselves to do it collectively, which, obviously gives us a little insight to your point, Jeanette, that they were waiting for him. And once he got there, they had a plan already in place to, get it going. So I don't know why. Other than the fact that he, projected himself as a high-profile, inmate. And there are a lot of individuals in that prison doing life just like him that just don't care. And in fact, they're in his house, meaning he's in their house now. And that's a whole different ballgame once you step into that arena.
McDonough, a retired homicide detective and director of the Cold Case Foundation, revealed how inmates anticipated Kohberger's arrival, ready to make him pay. The victims' families, still grappling with unimaginable loss, cling to memories of laughter and love, while the town of Moscow remains haunted by questions. Who was this man who hid behind a scholarly facade, and what drove him to commit such a monstrous act? As Kohberger entered the concrete walls of J Block, he wasn't just a prisoner, he was prey.
J Block, Idaho Maximum Security Institution, a fortress for society's worst. Here, Kohberger is caged 23 hours a day in a claustrophobic cell, emerging only for 1 hour of so-called recreation in a chain-link yard, his wrists and ankles bound in restraints. Showers come every other day, a torment for a man described as a germaphobe who once indulged in hour-long cleansing rituals in county jail. But the real torture isn't the isolation or the filth, it's the inmates. They knew he was coming. They planned. They waited. Through the prison's aging ventilation system, built in 1989, taunts slither like venom. "We'll get you, Kohberger," they hiss. Doors rattle as inmates kick them in unison, keeping him awake through sleepless nights. Some drain their toilets, yelling threats through the pipes, a chilling prison communication network. The Idaho Department of Corrections confirmed Kohberger's complaints of relentless harassment. But in this echo chamber, words are weapons.
It's more of like, okay, psychologically tortured, but this stuff happens. They're telling him they're going to kill him. They're going to get to his family. They're yelling through the vents. They're pounding on the walls. They're getting into his head. But when it comes down to it, they can't, there's nothing that can be done. They can't get to him. And the guy's in prison. He killed 4 kids. What does he expect? He doesn't have a popular crime or anything. A bank robber would get more respect than him, a drug dealer. This guy's got nothing coming, and think of it like this. The cops hate him too. There's no question about that.
Larry Levine, director of Wall Street Prison Consultants and author of Prison Politics 101, described the psychological warfare. "They're yelling through the vents, pounding on the walls. They're getting into his head." Inmates, many serving life sentences themselves, see Kohberger as weak, a coward who targeted sleeping students. "A bank robber gets more respect," Levine noted. "This guy's got nothing coming." Kohberger's academic arrogance, his belief he's smarter than the scumbags around him, only fuels their rage. They call him out for his crime's cowardice, mocking his PhD dreams. Even the guards, tasked with keeping him alive, seem indifferent. Prison isn't a hotel. Nobody's holding a meeting to make them play nice. In J Block, Kohberger is a spectacle, like a lion in a zoo, stared at by predators through their own cages. Every move is scrutinized, every weakness exploited. Levine warned, sooner or later, someone will get to him. Look at Jeffrey Dahmer, Richard Ramirez. Secure custody didn't save them. A forgotten door, a tainted meal, a moment of lapsed supervision. Kohberger's life hangs by a thread. Is he regretting his plea? Is he dreaming of an appeal under Garza v. Idaho, as his attorney Ann Taylor might still pursue? The clock is ticking, and the walls are closing in.
Just when you think you know the monster, a bombshell rips the mask away. Digital forensics experts Heather and Jared Barnhart from Celebrite cracked open Kohberger's phone, revealing a chilling glimpse into his fractured mind. Only 18 contacts saved, sparse, cryptic entries like "girl I ran with," "mother," "father," "a sister," "a classmate." No friends, no community, just a void of isolation. His phone was powered off during the murders, 2:54 a.m. to 4:48 a.m. Wi-Fi and data disabled, a calculated move to evade tracking. Scrubbed files, private browsing, NordVPN to cloak his digital trail. Obsessive downloads on serial killers like Danny Rolling, whose crimes mirrored Kohberger's. His device logged the Wi-Fi of the Mad Greek where Maddie and Xana worked, evidence he stalked them for months. After the murders, frantic calls to his parents at 6:13 a.m., escalating to obsession. Searches for paranoid, psychopath, wiretapping in the days before his arrest, And then a gut punch from police reports. During the murders, Kohberger uttered Kaylee Goncalves' name. Was she his fixation? Did a targeted killing spiral into a massacre when Xana or others woke? Kohberger bought the knife 8 months prior, an organized predator. But the crime turned chaotic, dropping the sheath, leaving DNA, panicking as the plan unraveled. Chris McDonough explained, he's an organized offender, but the crime became disorganized, things he didn't anticipate. This wasn't the mastermind he believed himself to be. His phone's sparse contacts and paranoid searches paint a loner teetering on the edge, his obsession exploding into chaos. The twist? The man who studied killers was undone by his own fractured psyche. Bryan Kohberger's story is a bone-chilling reminder. Evil doesn't always lurk in shadows. It can hide behind a student ID, a quiet demeanor, a PhD dream. As he faces a lifetime of torment in J Block, hunted by those he once studied, we're left with a haunting truth. The line between predator and prey is razor thin. The victims' families carry their pain, their love for Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana fueling a fight for justice. What darkness hides in the minds around us? Don't let these stories fade. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us next time as we unravel another chilling mystery. The truth is out there. Help us hunt it down.